Hey, what's up? It's Alicia from aliciacarlson.com. And today I want to talk to you about releasing some of the pressure on yourself to fit into this certain mold and this idea about what it is that you should be looking like and the kinds of goals that you should be working towards. Now, if you are anything like me, which I have a feeling that you probably are, you have got a ton of things on your plate. You are trying to be the best mom or wife that you can be. You're trying to show up powerfully in your own business or in whatever work it is that you are called to be doing in this season. And really the last thing that you have the capacity and the bandwidth to be thinking about is reaching some maybe unnecessary or far-fetched health and fitness goal. The tricky thing is that in mainstream diet culture, in mainstream health and fitness, we're kind of groomed or conditioned to be thinking that we should always be working on crushing the next fitness goal. And I'm all about having goals for yourself. I'm all about having that vision to really be pushing for, because I truly do believe that that is what it is that's going to make you a better person here and now. But the problem that I see is that so many of us set these goals that maybe aren't even really goals that we want for ourselves. They might not even be goals that we are super passionate about, but we feel like they are goals that we should have. And I think anytime we are doing something out of the sense of obligation or we are shoulding on ourselves, it's really easy to become defeated, to become unmotivated. And you might even find that once you get to that goal, you're not even as happy as you thought that you would be. So for me, this happened in my own personal journey when I was on my health and fitness journey. I reached this place where I decided to give figure competition a go. At the time, both of my kids were under 3. I was a student full-time. My husband went through a year-long deployment, and I decided that this would be the perfect time to give figure competing a chance. And so I am the type of person that when I make my mind up to do something, I go all in. And bodybuilding became such a cornerstone piece of my life. I was obsessed over food. I was obsessed over exercise. I was obsessed with my body, always kind of body checking in the mirror and thinking about what I could eat, what I couldn't eat, when the next time I was going to eat. And I know that that sounds super extreme. And in some ways, it probably is a little bit more heightened and more extreme in that sport. But what I'm noticing kind of all over Instagram when you're looking at fitness, or even fitness groups that I'm a part of, is you're still seeing a lot of that same obsession. And in fact, it's just kind of become this normalized idea that we should always have these huge goals or huge weight loss or fat loss goals. We should always be trying to grow a certain part of our body or shrink another part of our body, and be a good mom, a good wife, and be crushing it in whatever work we are doing. And I think that we're doing ourselves a huge disservice in thinking that we can be all of those things to everybody all the time, instead of really like leaning in and kind of figuring out what it is that we want for ourselves. And the ironic thing, the crazy thing that I think that isn't talked about far enough is that even at my lightest and my leanest, I still wasn't completely happy in my body. I still was self-conscious. I was comparing myself and probably doing all of those things way more than I was doing beforehand. So this idea that being in your ideal body, or being even in the ideal body that society has for you, is going to be the magic ticket or the key that kind of unlocks your happiness and your confidence is total bullcrap. It is a lie. And it is one that I see too many talented, beautiful, brilliant women falling into. So having that epiphany, kind of being in that place where I was 9% body fat, I was getting all sorts of compliments, I still just felt hollow. I felt like a shell of who I really thought that I could be. And it was really unnerving because I chased this goal and this dream of getting this body with so much intensity and so much tenacity, and I gave so much of my life up to it to get to that place where I was in this body and still really just struggled with who I was. I realized that I didn't spend enough time doing the other work, doing the work of figuring out what was important to me. How did I want to look? How did I want to feel in my body? What were the things I wanted to actually be able to do? What were the things I was done doing? And when I really kind of took that step back and decided to just kind of suspend the ideas about what I should look like as a woman, or suspend the idea about how I should be eating and how I should be exercising, and kind of just embrace this idea of just doing the bare minimum and seeing what happened, there was such a weight lifted off of my shoulders, because no longer was I feeling like I had to be burning the candle at all these different ends and investing 100% into my nutrition, investing 100% into my exercise, my husband, my kids, my work, my clients. I could now just kind of be like, okay, what are the areas in my life that are flourishing and doing really well? Which for me, it was that I had gotten my body to a certain place that I was happy with. I'm happy with how I look. I'm happy with how I feel. Did I still need to be going after these big fitness goals or these big body related goals, or be working out with so much intensity? And the answer for me was no. So I could pull back a little bit and start investing that time and that energy into some other places, like my clients, or like growing my business, or cultivating better relationships with my husband and my kids. So if you find yourself just feeling really exhausted and feeling like you're trying to do all the things, you're trying to be, a good wife, a good mom, you're trying to look good and feel good, and you're chasing all of these body related goals because you think that that's what you should be doing, I want to encourage you to just take a step back and figure out if that's what you actually want. Maybe pull out a piece of paper and kind of pencil, all the different cups that you're trying to fill. Which ones are going really well for you? Could you stand to maybe worry a little bit less about your food intake and worry a little bit less about, working out 7 days a week because that's what you should be doing? And maybe you work out 3 days a week and you walk 2 days a week and you have a couple of days off. Maybe you are a little bit more flexible with your eating, and just really allow yourself to kind of see the kind of freedom that unfolds and the kind of energy and the time that you can then start to devote to other areas of your life that might need it a little bit more in this season. But I know it can be scary to do that, to kind of take your hands off the wheel a little bit, or to loosen the grip a little bit, to give yourself a little bit of freedom or permission, because we feel like then we're slacking off or we're being lazy. But really, you're just being more intentional. You're being more mindful, and you're actually stepping up as kind of the CEO of your own life. You are stepping up in a way where you are not micromanaging and controlling everything from that negative way, but you are being intentional and you're being mindful, and that's allowing you to use self-control as a way to actually help you create the life that you want to be living. I know this might be a really unconventional way of looking at health and fitness, but truly I believe that you are the best expert at your body, at yourself, at your health, and it's time to kind of step up and own that. I have faith in you that you totally can do it, and it's time for you to start believing that about yourself too. So I would love for you to grab the freebie down below in the description box. This kind of walks you through maybe some of the mindset traps that you might still be focusing on or having or dealing with. I know for me, a big one was and still sometimes can be that all or nothing mentality of either going 100% at something or just being like, I'm not going to do it at all. And I give you some tools and some strategies to help walk you through how to overcome those for good. So don't forget to grab that freebie. Please do consider sharing this with another powerful woman in your life that you feel like would benefit from this message. And as always, I would love to hear from you in the comments below what you think, what you want more of. And until next time, have a fantastic day.